After a 2-year hiatus, I'm back on the Provo River Trail, and I'm going to take you from Utah Lake State Park, 15 miles, all the way up to Vivian Park in Provo Canyon. Let's get started. The whole trail is paved, and I've actually paddleboarded in this section before. There's a lot of beautiful places to explore. Due to its gentle slope, about 300 feet over 15 miles, the Provo River is a great place to fish. Just follow the rules and have your license ready. Being a paved trail, this is an amazing place to go on a bike, take a wheelchair. It's completely accessible to anyone who wants to walk it. Toward the beginning of the trail, there's some cool little picnic areas. We're not quite a half a mile in, but that's a pretty nice picnic area for a free picnic area, and it's got a great view of the river. You can see a lot of people paddling down the river. There's actually a class ropes course. This is the ropes course that you can access from Provo Center Street. I've done videos with them, and it's a fun place to do climbing and canoeing and paddling and zip lining and all sorts of other activities for your family or your group. Something you should definitely check out while you're here in Provo. At about 0.85 miles, we come across the second trailhead. I came to find out that this part of the trail was closed due to construction, so we're going to head back and then we're going to go park at Lakeshore Parkway, and we're going to walk through from there. This is the trailhead at Lakeshore Drive here in Provo. It's about 2 miles up from the trailhead up at Utah Lake. And if you're going to thru hike in 2022 with all the construction, this is where you're going to want to start. And so we're going to get back on the trail and get started. At about 3 miles in, this is Geneva Park. It's another place that you can hit up on your way down the trail. The original Provo settlement was known as Fort Utah, and there's a replica in this park. We're gonna go under the 15 freeway here. We're about 3.3 miles into the trail from the beginning. Here's the historical marker for Fort Utah in its original location. Here's the Front Runner Bridge. Followed by the freight train. And finally, Independence Avenue. Just after Independence Avenue, about 3.7 miles in, you've got Paul Ream Wilderness Park. And this is a place you should take your kids. One of the best features, aside from the river, is all the ducks. And the kids can feed the ducks. And there's lots of ducks. It's a really pretty park. At about 4 miles in, you get into the heart of Provo and our first major metro park. At 4.4 miles, you go under the bridge at 800 North. And then we come across a small park, and you can see the hospital in the background. So we're right in the heart of the city, but yet it feels like we're outside of the city. It's a pretty cool feeling. At 4.5 miles, you come across this beautiful iron bridge. that takes you across the river.
At 5 miles and about a third of the way through the trail, we pass under Columbia Lane.
At 5.1 miles, you reach State Street underpass. At 5.5 miles, we come across the Moon River Bridge.
At 5.75 miles, we pass under University Parkway.
At 6.1 miles, we've reached the 2230 North and the viaduct.
This is a really cool spot to relax right inside of the heart of Provo. 3 blocks east, you head north on University Avenue. You're away from the river for a while. This is probably the boringest stretch of the trail. One of the great features of University Avenue is Riverside Country Club. It's a beautiful golf course.
Now don't get me wrong, North University Avenue has its charms, but it's still a slog when you're doing a 15-mile walk.
At 9 miles, you reach the shops at Riverwoods, a beautiful high-end retail district. Just before entering Provo Canyon, you pass a power plant. They used to have a steam power plant called the Hill Power Plant. In this underpass, we meet up with the river and follow it up the canyon.
And now we're getting somewhere. 3.7 miles from Bridalville Falls. Right now we have gone 10.15 miles. If you turn to the left here, there's a little trailhead on 800 North that you can park at. At 10.3 miles, you've got this beautiful iron bridge.
The Provo River had many hydroelectric power plants, and one of these was the Olmsted Power Plant.
We get our first unobstructed view of Mount Timpanogos.
At 11.1 miles, we come to this bridge. At 11.15 miles, we come across Timpanogos Park, which is an Orem City Park.
At 11.25 miles, you also got Canyon View Park in Provo.
On this stretch, you find interesting objects such as this car that got washed down the river. At 12 miles, we reach a hazardous rockfall area. Please stay on the trail and follow signs.
At 12.1 miles, we come across this tunnel with that cool bridge to the side. At 12.8 miles, we come across Canyon Glen Park. Right at the end of Canyon Glen, you can see the trail used to go there where that yellow fence is and was rerouted due to rock collapse. At 13.3, we come into Nuns Park. At 13.6 miles, at the end of Nuns Park, we cross under Highway 189 in Provo Canyon. And on the other side, we enter Bridalville Park.
The park lies off to the left over there, and the trail will take you up to the falls.
At about 14.1 miles, we come to Bridalville Falls. You gotta be careful. There's definitely a lot more rockfall than normal, and you definitely don't want to be going up those little slopes. Across the river and that bridge is Upper Falls Park. It's a beautiful little picnic area, day use, pay per use. At 15 miles, you come across the hydroelectric plant and the dam. If you walk across that bridge, you can actually walk right behind the power plant. And right beyond the bridge, you have these amazing ponds. This is a great area to fly fish. You can actually see fish in these pools, and the water is always super calm.
The Heber Creeper is a historic railroad that runs down the canyon from Heber to this terminus in Vivian Park.
Sundance is just right around the bend up the road. It's a beautiful park. It's one of my favorites. And it marks the end of the paved Provo River Trail. And we've made it. And so if you've stuck with me to the end, I appreciate it. You've now know how to hike the 15 miles if you want to do the whole thing, and what to avoid since there's construction everywhere. Subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you on the next video.